alternate. Have green in the middle, and then do blue, yeah, blue, lilac, like that. So. Kind of using a saucer, kind of arrange things so it kind of bunches up towards the center here. You don't want pieces sliding off in the middle of the melt. Shake this a little bit, get the pieces to settle. Also find out which pieces are most likely to try to slide off here, because it's kind of a little bit of a balancing act here. And if any of them do look like they're going to slide off, just kind of rearrange it so it's on top of a or under a piece, trapped under a piece of glass, or it's kind of angled up so it butts up against the edge here. So you got to kind of be a little bit careful using a saucer just to get things balanced right, and then we top it off. Basically be, yeah, green in the middle, light blue, and lilac there. So this should be interesting. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, and what I need to do here is add 1/8 inch fiber paper along the inside. This has already got kiln wash along the inside, but add 1/8 inch in here as extra protection. So you don't want your glass, and don't want the glass sticking to the side. Okay, here we go. Cut a strip. This 1/8 inch fiber paper. I'll take care of that. Okay, so what I've done is cut a strip of 1/8 inch fiber paper. Do is glue a little strip bead of Elmer's glue just to hold it in place. The glue will burn off and all the heat. Oops, a little bit much, but that's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. You can always wipe that off. It'll burn off. Take it, line the inside of my ring. Make sure the edge of the fiber paper is all the way down, butted up against the floor here. Another strip here. Cut a small piece to bridge the gap here. Cut it a little bit bigger, maybe about a 1/16 of an inch bigger than the actual gap, and just kind of squeeze it in so the joints are butted up tight against each other. Actually, more like 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Alright, here we go. glue. There. That'll be enough to hold it on. And just squeeze it in here. Like this. Yeah. Like that. Okay, take the other old shelf out. And put in a freshly primed shelf. I use extra wash for doing pot melts. This is Bullseye shelf primer, and it's about 10 coats on there. That's fine. Haven't run into any problems with it not being adequate. I'll set my ring on there. Go ahead. Put my melt in, like so. See how this comes out. Okay, well, it's all done firing. Cool down after the touch. So let's check this out. See, this thing survived intact, no pigtails, and as far as I can tell, no chipping off of it, so no cracking, so I think we're in good shape. And this is our interesting. Okay. Now it came out cool, but the colors that I had in there weren't as strong as I would have liked. So I had the lilac here, and then the mauve over here, and it almost looks like since those colors were lighter, I probably should have used less white. Actually more of the color. Let's take this thing off. See if we can get this little fiber ring to survive intact. Sometime I can always, if this remains relatively intact, I can keep this fiber paper on there and use it again for another firing rather than add new paper. And it looks in pretty decent shape, so I think if I re-glue this down, I'll be in good shape for another firing. I'll go ahead and move this out of the way. Okay, now that I've got this out, get this for a closer look, how it came out. So right here on this side I had a bit of translucent blue, and so that's how I got colored a little darker blue. And that's the thing, everywhere, in all the forums, all the blog posts I've read about using darker colors in a pot melt is that you don't need a lot, and darker colors tend to overwhelm. This is just actually a relatively small piece of translucent blue that I had mixed in there, and it really ended up kind of dominating this side a little bit. Still cool. And maybe I should have had a little bit less clear glass in there. I mean, it kind of makes it translucent, but at the same time it's kind of lacking in color. So a little bit less clear glass. And if I'm using pastel kind of colors, I need to use more of those and less white. I think I'd end up having these colors pop out more, be a bit more vivid if I go easier on the white. So, I mean, with the darker or more intense primary colors, I mean, a little goes a long way. I mean, here this may have had too much clear stacked on top, so that ended up kind of getting washed out a little bit, but with primary colors, a little goes a long way, and the darker colors too. But if you're working with pastel sort of colors and you need to use a little bit less white, okay, this is something to keep in mind for the next pot melt I do. This is thickness, probably about 12 millimeters. We'll fire it down, we'll squeeze it down to about 7.5 and expand this to about 9.5 inches, good size. And this is what the back side looked like. And that's actually pretty cool too. This actually has more of the intense colors here. So, you know, when I see stuff like this, I'm always tempted to flip this upside down and go for full fuse on the back side and see how that looks. But this one here ended up being kind of more dominated by the yellow on this back side here. So this doesn't look exactly the way I would like it to. But overall, pot melts are cool. A lot of fun. Okay. Well, until next time, see ya.